Hello, fellow robots out there in Internet Land. I am Sobertron, and welcome to the next episode of Titancraft Season 8 here on Tangotech's Patreon server. And as always, guys, if you want to join us and this amazing community, all the information you need is down in the description for Tangotech's Patreon page. Follow directions, sign up. We're a month in, guys. 1 month in right now. Still early days. Plenty of time for you to get your own mega build done like I have started here. This was what we did in last episode. Part of what we did in last episode. Constructing the center platform of our soon-to-be Megaopolis. That's not its name, but I figured that would be cool. Yeah, we did a thing out here. I really love how these walls came together. I still need to add light sources in there, though. There's going to be some light. I showed it last episode. Go back and watch that one if you're interested. But I've also expanded things out here. I've started work on the northern pier, as I call it. I call it a spoke, I call it a pier, different things. It's not there yet, and hopefully later on in today's episode we get out here and do a bunch of stuff, because it's gonna look a little cool and amazing and awesome and fantastic. I'm still playing with a couple design ideas in my brain right now, one of which is, if you notice, this kind of walkway, this promenade, if you were, fancy words, is 1 block lower than the other central platform over there. And I'm kind of toying with the idea of raising it back up. Kind of, it would just step down, and then you step right back up. I like the little bit of extra depth that it adds up here. I don't know. I think it looks a lot better than just being a flat surface. So, we're definitely going to get to that today. In today's episode, anyway. It'll probably be minutes for you, but days for me, because it takes a while to record sometimes. Yeah, but I've also done other things underneath our cactus farm. Last week we also constructed a bamboo farm, and I've added 2 more layers in. So we've got close to 3,000 layers of seed bamboo in here right now, which is quite a bit indeed. You can see that, yeah, it was here, and now it's here. It's a lot. It's a ton. I probably need to install the auto shut-off sequence for this thing here soon. Because right now the bamboo is literally just circling and then ending up in a lava source at the end of our kind of water streams up here. Because all of our furnaces are officially full now. So, yeah, I'm gonna need... You can see, watch. It's gonna burn. Yeah, I need to install an auto shut-off. But right now it's fine. It's not that big a deal. I've mostly been AFKing at our crop farm anyway, so this place isn't loaded too often. We are going to be back here in a second, though. But right now, I wanted to show you guys kind of the Nether Hub Project, because it was just kind of finished and released, and people can see it now. It was behind spoiler walls before, so I didn't show it then. But a project that a couple of the people on the server have done, I want to show it off because it looks fantastic. So I'm going to go fly over to the Nether Hub, and I'll meet you there because it is a sight to see. So here I am making the long trek down the east tunnel. I'm pretty much at the dead end of it, so it takes a couple of rockets to get there. But trust me, guys, when you see this place, oh my gosh, it's so fantastic. Here it comes right now. I think you've probably seen this bit, but look at all of this other amazingness. A player by the name of Fictional designed this, and he built a huge portion along with a couple other people. Lima Bravo, I think, was probably his biggest contributor. But this place is insane. It is probably, arguably, the best Nether Hub that has ever been on Titancraft. There's a lot of good ones every season. They look great, but the scale and just the amazingness of this one is so fantastic. Just all the little kind of tiny detail bits. Even just, they built that ceiling by hand. We're not in a basalt delta. They placed every single one of those basalt blocks up there. Mind-boggling. Honestly, mind-boggling for them to do that. And then they've got the fog effect floor in here, too. And I think they alternated colors of glass. I think they did blue and green, which makes it kind of look a little swampy and misty and smoky. Oh, it's so good. All the Tangotech tees everywhere, though. You can see them very prominently there. But then on these, where's it at? On these bridges, too, you get the tees every now and then. Just... I have no words for this hub. It is so fantastic. And every one of these towers has, you know, nether ceiling access in them. They've also got, like, repair kits if the tunnel gets broken, and totems if you want one, boats, food, I think. You're like, oh, I'm out of food. Let me just grab a stack really quick and be on my merry way. Just something the server does, you know. Do we need that? No. Is it amazing that they do it? Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just in awe of this place. Enough of that though. Enough jaw jacking. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Let's head back to our base, because I got some stuff in store today before we get started on that North Pier. Namely, dealing with all of these rockets that I've been using. But I'll head back to base and I'll show you what we have in store for today. So you may have seen it in my intro, but Cash DJ and I have finished digging out to bedrock, essentially, over here. I tried my hand at a makeshift little slime farm, but rates are just horrible, so that's going to get torn out. I just wanted to see if anything would spawn. I didn't even finish it, so this is going to disappear here shortly. But what I really need to get started on is some creeper farms down here. And then eventually we're going to have some sugarcane too. We've been harvesting it quite a bit at our starter area, so I'm not too concerned about that right now, but I really just need the gunpowder. I think I've got about a shulker's worth of rockets to mine in Cash's name, and that is very scary for me, especially in a base as big as ours. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to tear this guy out, and then I'm going to start to lay out some things. I'm trying to decide how many of these creeper farm modules I want. I think I'm going to go with 6, and I'm probably going to put them directly underneath where these ice paths are. So instead of ice, we're going to have rails, which I can probably reclaim from right there. And then saving the center bit for our sugarcane farm, because it's going to be considerably smaller than our bamboo farm up there. So I'm going to do what I always do and stop jaw-jacking, because I ramble on from time to time. I'm going to start tearing this stuff out, and then I'm going to lay out kind of the groundwork for these farms. Nothing spectacular about them. It's, you know, tried and true creeper-only farm design that's been very popular for very years. I've added in my own flair to them over the years in various ways, but relatively same design as I've done in previous seasons. So hopefully the fact that there's a bunch of stuff up there isn't going to hurt rates too bad. One thing I have kind of toyed with is potentially doing multiple levels to it. I know it could theoretically hurt the rates, but at the same time, it'll double spawning spaces. I don't know. There's a lot of things to consider. So let me just get in at least kind of the base work, spacing wise, counting wise, like, you know, measure twice, cut once. It's very good practice to do. So let me get all this out and get that started, and I'll see you guys in a moment. Note to self: when building a temporary slime farm, use blocks that are insta-mineable with a beacon. Because that was rough. That was really, really rough. It took a very long time to remove. Longer than it needed to be, let's just say that. But this is the farm. I've shown it before in previous seasons. It's tried and true Ilmango design. I've done a couple minor tweaks involving redstone over the years, but it's not even up there yet because it doesn't make sense to do it right now. But basically, the way this farm works is only creepers can spawn on these spawning spaces here. The trapdoors prevent any of the taller mobs, so skeletons, zombies, and witches, and endermen, technically, from spawning there. And then these walls will prevent spiders from spawning. Now, one thing I had to make sure on was because of the mob spawning changes in 1.18, they need light level 0, and those spawning spaces are exactly light level 0 away from the magma. Now, torches are going to prevent mob spawning for right now, and generally you're going to want a roof over this thing, but we're going to use this stuff instead, tinted glass. And we also will need to kind of put some here, here, and here as well, because the light will leak through the walls. And then eventually, this whole front here will also have some tinted glass on it. That way we can see the mobs dropping in and falling and doing their thing. Now, because we're going to have a very tall structure over this, I am actually going to build this multiple levels. I'm thinking 3 or 4. It depends on what my space constraints up there look like. I'm already reducing my ability to spawn mobs because there's so much above it. So I figure more spawning spaces would be better than just a one-level design. So each of these modules here is going to have 110 spawning spaces. If I do 3 high, it'll be 990, and if I do 4, what is that? 1100 and something. I don't know. Math hurts my brain right now, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, math bad right now. I'm going to take this out for right now, though, just so it makes it easier on me. But this is a very quick farm for me to build because it's very, very repetitive. It's just grab blocks and zoom down and zoom back. So hopefully I have enough materials. I should. Honestly, I think string at this point might be a limiting factor. I've only got those 2 shulkers, but if need be, I will go to the public string farm that is conveniently located in the same tunnel in the nether that I'm in. So, gonna do what I always do, and that's shut up and build. Several hours later, and I have this monstrosity of a cuboid, prism, I don't know, 3D geometric shapes. Yeah, I don't know what this is called, but it's done is what it is. It's done. So lots and lots of spawning spaces, 1,300 and something. I don't know. It's 55 blocks long. Times two is 110 times 12 because that's what it is. So lots and lots of spawning spaces. Like I said, normally I wouldn't build like this, and it actually I needed to kind of figure something out because if normally what I do is I have these levers, which will be powered by just a simple redstone signal later on, that will turn the farm on and off if I am out of shulkers to load these things into. But because when those trapdoors are extended, I now have spawning spaces on those trapdoors. So I actually had to add in some redstone lamps, and that's what you see lighting the place up in there. But it's hooked up to this same redstone line, so as soon as the farm is back on, those lights turn off too, which is great, fantastic. So it's like double spawn proof when it's off, essentially. I think. I don't know. The only thing I have left to do is to throw these mine carts down. Everything else in here is relatively simple stuff. These are standard, just unloaders. Minecart arrives here. If it's got items, this rail will depower itself, and then the items will drain. And they go into that dropper right there with a very simple clock, essentially comparator into block piston, and these two guys kiss each other. I've never heard that. Yeah, that's what I'm calling it from now on. And I swear this slime farm has spawned more slime while building this thing than when I actually had a slime farm there. Anyway, yeah, so minecarts just need to be added in. I've got 6 of them right here. Let's get both of them there. So bam and bam. What? I don't need those blocks. Those can go away. There you go, guys. Be free. I thought that would work. I thought glass and stuff. I guess I was wrong. Anyway, that was an easy fix. Let's do these two. Redstone on camera. Not really redstone, just game mechanics shenanigans. Okay, last two. So now that that's done, I just have to turn the farm on. Bam. Yeah, this is going to take a while. So I'm going to do this off camera because I've got some other things to build for this farm, namely the storage system. Right now, I just have this simple water stream going into a double chest. I don't think it's going to spawn a whole bunch. I could be wrong. It spawned glass. Yay. But I need to hook things up to up there, and I've got an idea for that. Cash and I had this one wall in our storage room that we didn't really know what we were going to put in it. So we just have it as like personal storage right now. So this whole wall is going to come out, and it's going to be a similar setup that we have on the opposite side where I do my bone meal stuff. So whole thing gone, going to have some shulkers, shulker unloader things. It's actually similar to the crop farms where the carrots and potatoes go. But go watch that video too. I'm just plugging myself today. That's what I'm doing. Plugging last season, plugging this season. It's great. So yeah, let me turn all these back on. Hopefully it takes me about an hour to get that contraption in place, and then we can hopefully see what rates are like here. So I may have AFK'd a little bit longer than 1 hour. I finished building a bunch of the redstone. I didn't even get it all done last night, and I had to go to bed. I was spent. It does look really cool though. What I have is just bubble vaders, hopper, shulker loaders into bubble vaders. So this side here is going to be for our gunpowder, and then this side will eventually be for our sugarcane, which is going to go right here where we're standing right now. So I wanted to make sure that everything was in place and spaced out right. So I did do a quick half-hour test, and the rates were bad. They were very bad. It was probably because a lot of people were online, just like they are now. So I only got about a half stack. But since then, I have AFK'd a couple more hours, and we're sitting pretty good. Like I said, I knew this farm wouldn't be the quickest like I've done in previous season. Mostly because I haven't spawn-proofed everything in these caves, and there are many of them around here. You can see them dotted around the place. I need to just throw a bunch of torches in there, but then also because of the height stuff above it. So I think making the farm bigger was a good idea. I think what I might do, though, in the future is maybe just do a 1-layer farm here and compare the rates and do math and things and see if this was worth it or if I have to build this other side 4 layers, which I'll probably end up doing anyway just for symmetry purposes because that's who I am and that's what I do. So yeah, up here, same kind of loaders we have at our carrot and potato farms. Very amazing. I love these loaders here. Relatively minimal redstone. They just work very, very well for us. But I did want to show you what Cash did inside here because it looks really cool. I said it before. She was going to work on the floor in the main room, and she did. And it looks really smoky. I think is the best word to describe it. It looks really, really cool. It looks better at night because there's still a whole bunch of light that leaks through from other places. Once we get kind of the rest of the floor up there done, it's going to look great, but it just looks really cool. It's almost like the way we're envisioning it's almost like the power flowing through what's eventually going to be a city above us. And we're trying to think of ways to further incorporate this kind of idea with the tinted glass and then stairs and light sources and things underneath in other parts of the base. And we have some ideas, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. We do have some particle effects from a spore blossom I have acquired. That's not going to stay there. I just needed somewhere to put it. I've also done one other thing since I last talked, and that was to relocate all of our villagers. They are eventually going to go in here. I didn't want to do that right now, so I just had to move them, because for right now, we need to work on the rest of this northern tier. It's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. I need to connect up these kind of two walls over there and those over there. And I've decided that it's all going to be on the same level that that bit is over there. Because eventually, once this wall is in, which is looping around this path right here, there's going to be more walls here, but they're not going to be as high. So this level here is going to be probably at the level of that stair right there. I haven't decided yet, because I actually haven't designed this shorter wall. So we shall see. We shall see what happens. And all that is going to be encompassed kind of around this area here. And then there's going to be a little bit something different over here. It's kind of like a circular kind of decorative thing, but it's kind of marked the entrance to our carrot potato farm, and it should look fairly cool. So I got some cleanup to do. I still have some rails that I forgot to grab as well, and then lots and lots of building. The way I like to do this is layer by layer. Just start with those stairs right there and work my way all the way around and connect it up, and then do the terracotta, do the same thing, just back and forth. It makes my life that much easier instead of trying to do it vertically. I gotta go grab my Frostwalker boots, though, because those are definitely needed for this project. So, when I come back, I think I'm gonna have all of these walls done, the big ones, and then I'm gonna try to mock up something for the little ones, just so you guys can see it. And then we'll tackle this little circular center bit right here. So I figured I'd do a little quick flyby of our map so you guys can see a quick sneak peek of all the work I've done out here, and I think it is looking really, really cool so far. Now, there's still a lot of work to do out here. The lights, I've got to change some stuff up on these platforms, but there's something about this really simple block palette, and it's not even done yet, but there's something about this really simple block palette that, I don't know, I think it's the deep slate, honestly, that makes the rest of the build pop, because it's kind of bordered on the top and bottom and all around by deep slate. I just think it looks really, really cool. I'm really liking this design this season. But let me show you the short walls, as I'm calling them. Do I have Frostwalker boots? There they are. They were on my hotbar. How did I not see them? Okay, so I did two walls. The first one I did was over here. They are slightly different, and I'm leaning towards one, and it's probably going to be this one. The one difference is that, compared to the larger walls, is on the larger walls, that second stair is upside down, just like the bottom stair. Whereas on this one, I can't really do that. It would look really, really weird to have it still like that, and then inverting those. It just looks odd. On this one over here, I tried kind of following that same pattern of inverting the stairs where the walls are going to go versus the other stairs. You can see it's very, very busy now. So I don't like this. I just wanted to see what it would look like, and I'm glad I did, because it's a solid no. If I hadn't done that, I'd be wondering all season if that looked better, and now I know the answer. We're going with those short walls over there. So we're almost done with the North Pier, which is kind of amazing. And by done, I mean not at all, but at least getting the foundations, the bones, as it were, in. So I'm going to finish this off, and I think I might just roll right into doing this decorative circular bit over there. It's not too complicated. It's several kind of layers, crazy kind of, not really spiky bits, but protruding bits. But it's actually all made out of concrete, and I have precisely 0 to my name. So I got to go get some of that stuff. And when I get back, hopefully we can see this final product of this whole thing, because I really can't wait to see an aerial shot of this, and I can't wait to see it on the map too, because it's going to look really cool. Now I know I've said it a couple times, guys, but I'm really loving this block palette. It's so simple and so great at the same time. Just the grays. I'm calling it the grays. I don't know what else to call it, because it is multiple just variants of gray that we have incorporated into this build, but in the best possible way. I know gray is pretty much the most basic color you can use in Minecraft, but I think how we're doing it and what we're doing with it just makes it look so good. You can see this kind of big old circle over here on the north end of our base now. This is as far north as we are going. That's the very tippity top of the whole thing. And I had to use a ton of gray concrete to get this done. Like I said, I had 0 gray concrete to my name. I had 0 concrete to my name when I started this project, and it took around 20-ish stacks. I definitely remember making a ton of concrete while I was doing this, so I lost actual counts of things. I tend to make them in groups of 8 because it makes sense with the dyes and things. But I really love this place, and now that Cash has redesigned our floor of our storage room, I think we're gonna have her come out here and do a little bit more work, because I think incorporating something like what's in our storage room floor into here will kind of tie the base a little bit more together. So I'm going to leave it as a blank canvas for her to work on in the meantime. She has pretty much carte blanche to do whatever she wants in the floor beneath this tinted glass. That's all that needs to stay. She can do whatever she wants underneath. So, Cash, you have been tasked. You have been assigned. But that's all I got today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I'm super happy that we can just do stuff like this. Just burn all the rockets now. But until next time, you guys have a good one.